everyone, and welcome back to another building video. This morning I'm giving you this morning? It's not even morning, it's 2 o'clock. I wanted to show you what my microphone looks like because I don't think you know, but my owner sent me this microphone and it is absolutely lovely, and let me know what you think of it down in the comments. Today we are going to be building, well, today I am building a pub. And this pub particularly is an Irish pub, a very traditional, sticky floored, cozy vibed, traditional, typical Irish pub that you will find in every single town in Ireland. Whatever town religiously you will drive through, you will find a church, of course, because, you know, religion and all that. You will also find maybe like a little hospital. You know, I wouldn't really call it a hospital though. It's kind of just like a GP, like a GP's office. You would also find a post office, because that is very important, a guard station, and of course your local pub. And sometimes there is more than one, but I'm talking about little towns that are just drive-through towns that no one really goes to. You will literally find like minimum just a church and a pub, and that's how you call a town. That's what you call a town in Ireland, pretty much. I wanted to build this Irish pub purely because of the for rent pack. So mostly when you're driving through a narrow like main street in Ireland, you will always find these kind of terraced homes, so a row of houses, and the bottom of them 90% of the time will be either a business, a pub, a laundry place, or something like that, like a little shop, but upstairs is always a little apartment that someone will rent out, or else the owner of the pub or whatever will live upstairs. So I thought, how exciting would this be if I build a little pub with a little apartment above it so that you can rent it out. Also, I've attached a little house and another kind of business opportunity next to it, so there is kind of 3 businesses on one lot, and I thought, how exciting would it be to create 3 apartments on this lot and have like a little pub down below, or maybe like a little thrift store. I don't know, I just thought it was a perfect idea with this pack, and it's just so common in Ireland to have, like, you know, a business below you like a pub. I know it would be very hard to live above a pub, but I know people that have. I personally have lived above, I think it was a laundry place. I think that's what it was, so we never really heard any sound, but I know people personally that has lived above a pub, and 90% of the time during the day it's fine, you don't really hear any noises, but at night, by God, I don't know how they sleep. But that is just our reality. We're just very used to that. It would be nice for you to like live in a standalone house, but not many people can be as fortunate, so this is very common. So this pack literally is perfect to allow us to experience that and kind of have a sense of community and a sense of like you being out in, you know, in a town rather feel. So this still is just one singular like rental lot, but I thought with the addition of like a little pub like that, it would just really feel more of like an open world, you know, idea in The Sims. So I thought that was pretty exciting. But also with the combination of the packs that we already have, including cottage living, I thought it was actually just on point to build an Irish pub. And personally, I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I personally haven't seen any Irish pubs built on YouTube, I suppose, in this little community. And not to say that I visit pubs very often, but I feel like I have a pretty good understanding because I do go to pubs, especially over Christmas. You would just go to a random cute little pub and just, you know, drink a couple of drinks. So I think I have a pretty good knowledge. Not to say that I'm this Irish old man sitting with a pint of Guinness constantly in my hand, but I have a pretty good understanding of what goes on in those pubs. So now that we're inside and I'm, you know, showing you a little bit of the furnishings, I can explain a little bit because I always find it very interesting and I really enjoy creating builds from particular worlds. So let's begin. I've lined the bar with many chairs, and that is one of the first things you have to notice when you go into an Irish pub like this. The concept of it is very homely in a way. So the very traditional pubs would really have the owner be there constantly, your locals be there constantly, to the point that they might also bring their own chair at this rate. So there's always like a few like chairs from different parishes all lined along the bar. You don't really find like matched furniture. It's definitely more so mismatched, and all of the furniture, when you touch it, it is absolutely sticky. Do not put your hands underneath the chairs. You do not want to see what's underneath there. Pretty disgusting. But anyways, let's skip past that. I was trying to fit as many tables in this pub as possible, even though I did make it quite small, so that was my mistake. But I wanted to convey the message that usually these pubs are quite populated. They are filled with the locals, they are filled with their families, they're filled with the local youths under 16s probably trying to have their first drink in the pub. So it's always very crowded. There's many chairs, many tables, but it does create a lovely atmosphere, a sense of community. If you have anxiety, don't bother going there because it's just going to make you feel so overwhelmed. And trust me, I get very overwhelmed at times too, but I do enjoy going down to a pub, not particularly necessarily always the local one because everyone will know you there, but where I live now, I love going to like the local pubs in the city because they will still create that sense of community and that sense of like cozy traditional vibes wherever you are in Ireland. So if you're trying to visit, trust me, you will see this. I'm also then adding a little bit of red carpet, and I know you're going to be like, excuse me Sandra, take that out, that is definitely wrong, but trust me when I tell you there has been many pubs I've been to in Ireland that have carpet. Some of them have it red. Obviously the aesthetic is quite dark and brown. There's a lot of wood, very old, quite pretty looking though, to be fair. The old wood style, it probably would have been there for like hundreds of years, but there definitely would be carpet, and you can only imagine how disgusting that would be and how the smell, when it penetrates into the carpet, it stays. So now I can kind of give you the indication of what smells go on there. Definitely a lot of drinky smells. You can also get food in 99% of these places. Well, some of them you can't, I suppose. Some of them would strictly be drink, but some of them would have like food options as well. So yeah, the food there is absolutely lovely. It's very homely, very cozy kind of like food, but yeah, it definitely smells like drink. There will be cute little lights. The walls will be covered with like lovely paintings, probably from like, again, 100 years ago. So it is very crafty feeling, very, very vibey. There is definitely a sense of like history in these pubs like that. But most of the time people are absolutely drunk and it smells like a lot of drink and beer and things like that. So you know, it has its ups and downs, but it is definitely a very vibey place that I wanted to kind of convey through The Sims, and I thought I did a pretty good enough job trying to give you an indication of what it's like. I showed it to I was gonna say boyfriend, but he is my fiance. I showed it to him and he is fully Irish and he approved of it, so I feel like I did a pretty good job. The toilets again are very small. There's not much going on in them. They will be very basic, to be fair. I really wish I made this lot a little bit bigger, but with the sense of trying to put in more apartments and stuff, it was just impossible to get everything in. I also then really quickly furnished the upstairs apartment. I didn't record that because I thought it was a pretty boring little apartment, but this really did remind me of what the houses looked like. So this is like a first-hand, I guess, indication of what they would be like. A lot of old furniture, or maybe just a few new bits that are bought for the people moving in, because if this isn't for rent, usually the owner of the pub would be living there or nearby. I really do love how this turned out though. It has definitely a nice sense to it. Working away on the back kind of yard area, there mostly would be like a little courtyard area in these pubs, a little beer garden, shall I say. Some of it is not that glamorous, some of it would be quite cute and pretty with lights, but mostly I was trying to fit it in. There mostly would be kind of like those like outdoor table and chairs kind of things, but I couldn't really fit into it because, you know, there's not much room going on back there. But again, just to give you that sense, that feeling of the fact that there is, I guess we kind of call it smoking area more than we would call it a beer garden in these pubs, but it is nice to always have a little area like that to go out and catch a bit of fresh air if the pints are hitting you too hard. I was really struggling with those cute little like hanging lights. They're absolutely just the most horrible. They don't snap to anything. They're just the most annoying lights ever, but they are very cute, and there would be lights like that in Irish pubs, so I thought that was very important. Working away on the front, you would definitely find a little bicycle of some Irish man that definitely cycled and is going to cycle drunk home. Quite a few sport things, because people would go and, you know, watch the match or watch the rugby in the pub, so there definitely would be quite a lot of like sports things. The ceiling, of course, has to be quite dark. I don't really look at the ceiling in pubs. Next time I'm in a pub, I definitely must, but I kind of had the sense of it being quite dark because that's essentially what I feel. There would be candles, it would be quite warm, you'd have to take off your jacket, you get your little drink, and everyone is kind of happy in their little environment and their little local pub. So that's the vibes that we're getting at here. So I'm just really quickly showing you what it now looks like, the finished finished touches, everything. And I really do love the way it turned out. The door is kind of weird, but the doors would be kind of strange like that. So I didn't really know what door to put into it. It definitely has a very kind of country Irish pub feel, cluttered, kind of messy, but everything is in its place and everything works and no one complains and everyone just has their little drinky poo and has their little, you know, dinner or whatever they're having at the pub, watching the match. Oh my god, I forgot to put a TV in. There definitely would be lots of TVs and a nice big grand fireplace that I couldn't fit in, so I put in a tiny one. But the TV actually, oh my god, I'm actually so stupid. I want to add a TV to this. There definitely would be a TV. But okay, never mind. I'm going to add a TV off camera. But I really love the way this turned out. And I can approve that this is what the Irish pubs look like. And I'm so excited. I think I might use this build in my for rent Let's Play. So I'm currently having a Let's Play on my YouTube channel. If you don't know already, which you probably do. Maybe you don't. I'm going to leave it linked for you down below. But I think I want my sim to own this lot. I don't really know how it's going to work with the pub downstairs. I think I might have to hire like a barman, you know. Let me know what you think of this down in the comments. I would love to hear your feedback on this one because I don't know how many of you, do I get many Irish people watching my videos? I'm not sure, but let me know if you're Irish and if you've ever been to a pub like this and experienced a lovely little bevy in the pub. Anyways guys, as per usual, please don't forget to subscribe if you have enjoyed my videos, and yeah, I shall see you in the next one. And don't forget to check out my Ono because they're an amazing company with amazing microphones. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.